Mm, good. Of course, looking at all projects or blockchain security is always a major concern problem. How is this dual model in blockchain is much better compared to them with just one type of security?
Yeah. I mean, in the past, I used to do a lot of security. And just as like a small recap of my learnings, right? Security is always layers. Like it's like an onion. Like you have the first layer, second layer, third layer, right? And for us, we have like two layers when the traditional blockchain has one. So you either have POS or POW, and we have both, right? So, if you wanted to attack the POS layer, you would need, more than 51% of the stake bot. So you would have to own very much bot, like more than half in order to do an attack on the POS layer, right? So that and then like that whole thing is also physically controlled by the hardware miners, right? So we have the whole hardware layer, so the second layer, and you don't control that if even if you do attack the POS layer, right? So the legitimate miners, they would just make a fork, go away, and everyone's safe, right? Because everyone would immediately know, oh, the POS layer is hacked, which again is very hard to do, right? You can't do, you need 51%, more than 51% actually. And so making it so that you have to do both is just harder than if you do one, right? So it's actually that simple. But so it just makes it like really astronomically more expensive, and it's basically futile. Like, why would you do it? Even if you could afford it, there wouldn't really be an incentive to do so because it's so expensive.
Correct.
So it's a Pyrrhic victory at that point.
Yeah,
So
even
yeah, it's basically having both like this digital lock and a physical guard at the same time.
yeah, I think even now, like Bitcoin as a POW, nobody has get the 51% consensus to temper onto the data. Yeah. But
Yeah,
wouldn't tell. As we move forward, quantum computing is coming along the way. Things may change. That's why you had got to have
true.
both. Yeah. To make
Yeah,
whole project more secure, at least can sustain for many years to come, and to actually have a competition or to block those quantum mechanism out there. Yeah. Just now you mentioned a lot of those data center like AWS. How can they use our dual model and be part of the in this project? How can we just invite them to join us?
yeah. So like if you run a centralized data center, it what if you think about it, what are you doing? You're buying a lot of computers and you're putting them into your building and you're hoping to sell, you're renting these computers out to other people. So that means you, like, by necessity, you have to have inventory. You can't wait until somebody pays you and then you buy a computer and you put it there. It's never happened on AWS. Oh, please wait 48 hours until your CPU is available. No, it's instant, right? And so that means that they have a lot of these extra computers, like at any moment, necessarily, because their customers might say, hey, I need another 100 GPUs or something like this, right? So that's the first thing that they could do. They could just easily become hardware miners. They could just, all of these extra capacity that they have, they could just point it at the Bohr network and start earning, right? Hardware mining for us. So that's the first side. And then on the other side, of course, these companies have a lot of money, and if they do this first revenue stream by, selling us their hardware, then they would also be interested in validating as well. So they would be earning bot token, then they can stake that, and then, double their yield basically, right? So they not only get the yield from hardware, but also from the staking side.
Yeah.
So I think this is very compelling. I think in the future we will see a lot of this, where you hardware mine, you earn BOT, and then you stake it.
Mm.
And I think that's kind of on the, like a company, a big company like AWS or something like this could do this, but also the little guy can do the same, right? If you put your GPUs up, you earn bots, you get it back, you stake. This I think this is going to be how it's done. We'll have to see, of course, how the community ends up using it, but to me it seems kind of obvious to do it this way, right? So you kind of want to become, it's kind of like equity, right? So it's kind of like becoming an equity stakeholder in the infrastructure itself, right? And so I think I don't know. Like it's hard to talk about the future, right, when you're doing the roadmap, but I think this is how it will go.
Yeah.